Hello and good afternoon to all the handball fans from the European House of Handball, the new headquarters of EHF since this January. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Vienna, and this is the draw event of this year's EHF Final for Women. 16 teams have started the journey back in September, hoping to get that precious trophy, but of course, in this moment, only 4 of them kept their hopes alive to get the trophy after 123 matches has been played. And you know what? Already, this has been an excellent season with dramatic matches, dramatic wins and dramatic losses. Matches sometimes decided in the very last seconds or even with overtime, free throws or penalties. We got to know some new rising talents showing their capabilities on the highest possible level, and of course some well-known faces proving that they are still capable of performing on the highest possible level. Talking about well-known players and superheroes, let me just highlight 3 of them. 3 really important names. 3 players who are the top 3 goal scorers of all times in the history of the Champions League. And of course, they are Kristina Neagu, Jovanka Radišević, and Andrea Lekic. I have made a quick calculation. The 3 of them have scored a total number of 3,500 goals in the Champions League. All 3 of them have decided to end their careers at the end of the season. So let me just say, in the name of the European handball family, thank you. Thank you, Kristina. Thank you, Joka. And of course, thank you, Andrea, for your passion, for your dedication, and for, of course, becoming role models for lots of us for so many years. Thank you. If you can move on to the next stage, of course, I believe that thousands of viewers are now with us following this live broadcast, especially from Denmark and France and Hungary, eagerly waiting to find out about the pairings of this year's EHF Final for Women. So let's not keep them waiting. It's still time. You can still buy your tickets if you don't have them. We will, of course, talk about that a little later. But just to find out about the pairings, I will just throw this official ball away, and I will switch to the small balls in the pot to find out about the pairing. So let's just get it going. Unfortunately, the above-mentioned players did not make it to the Final Four into the MVM Dome in Budapest this year. However, of course, they are more than welcome as special guests. The city of Budapest, the vibrant city of Budapest, will be hosting the event for the 11th time. In the past 10 years, if we have learned just one thing, and one thing only, that is that entertainment will be guaranteed. And let me just share a short personal story. Me, myself, I'm living in Budapest. And just this morning, on the way from the Hungarian capital here to Vienna, I've been passing the building, the enormous building of FINAL4 Dome. And it was quiet. I would say it was deserted. But all the memories came into my mind as Steyr had their celebration after the 6th title last year, or the record attendance the day before, or the year before rather. So it was really like a sleeping volcano. But we all know that in just 5 weeks, it will come to life thanks to the passion and dedication of all the fans. So make sure that you're going to buy your tickets. Before we move on to the draw, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to show you a short recap video. This is how the 4 qualified teams made it all the way through to Budapest. What a nice and passionate video that was. Let me just share a few information about the four teams before we welcome Mr. President on the stage and start the draw. Only for the second time in the history of EHF Final for Women, a country will be represented by more than one team in the final tournament. It happened to Hungary 2 years ago with Győr and Ferencváros qualifying into the Final Four, and in this year another powerhouse of international handball, both of course on international and club level. Denmark will have two teams with the newcomers Odense and of course Esbjerg. So we can say that Denmark has been doubling its chances to win a gold medal in the Champions League after 15 years. It happened to Slaga SA and Viborg, of course, some 20 years ago, but this is the new era, so Denmark is still waiting for their first Champions League title since. They will be joined by Metz Handball from France. They're still waiting for the first qualification into the final of Champions League year. Maybe this will be the year for them. And of course, not last but least, but not last, we have Győri Audieto KC, the 6 times winners, and of course the title holders. I would say they are the most experienced side among the 4 teams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask the EHF president, Mr. Michael Wiederer, to join me on the stage for the draw and a little conversation. So welcome, Mr. President. We're happy that you could join us.
Pleasure to be here.
This is a really busy week. So this is a whole new set, a new building, a new house for European handball. Can you tell us a few words about the new headquarters?
It's the home of handball, the home of European handball, and I think it's all in. The staff members have a perfect setup for doing their job. We can host guests, partners, and draws, and that's why we are here today.
Have you been enjoying the season so far? Have you been to any matches? What is your evaluation of this
I've
season?
seen many matches, but in television. But I will be in Budapest for sure. And I think it was an exciting season, especially the knockouts, but also top-level matches during the regular season, the group phase.
As we've mentioned before, this is the 11th edition of the Final Four being held in Budapest. So if you put the two brands together, Budapest, handball, and the Final Four, it's already a guarantee for a good quality, entertaining weekend. So how do you see that fruitful cooperation between EHF and the city?
There is a long-lasting tradition for handball in Hungary and in Budapest, and the European Handball Federation very much likes to cooperate with the Hungarian Federation, not only for the Final Four, but as well for Euros and other events. So I think the experience we can find there, and especially the enthusiasm for women's handball, is a major asset for our sport.
Thank you very much for your words. And now, Mr. President, I would like to ask you to walk over to the table and get prepared for the draw. Before that, let me give you a few information, nothing new, I can promise that to you, but a few information about the process itself. So the first team to be drawn from that pot will be allocated into semi-final 1 as home team. Now, the second team to be drawn from the pot will be allocated into semi-final 2 as home team, and consequently these two will avoid each other on day 1 in the semi-final. And then, as we will move on to the second part of the draw, the third team coming out from the pot will be joining semi-final 1 as an away team, and of course the fourth team will be joining semi-final 2 as an away team. Important note, the order of the draw does not necessarily correspond to the order of the matches. So the exact timings, like which match will be held in which time, will be announced later today. That's about it. These are the rules, pretty much simple. So now it's time to find out about the first team, the home team of semi-final 1. Mr. President.
Starting, and it's maybe not by chance, we are starting with Győr.
So we have Győri Audieto KC from Hungary. We can say that they are the most successful team in the new era 6 times winners of the Champion Leagues, and of course title holders, the winners of last year's edition. Always a strong side who can really count on the support of their fans. 9, sometimes 10 or 11,000 Hungarian handball fans are usually supporting their team in the arena, so they can be a tough opposition for every single team. As for jury, we're not going to find out who they're going to meet in the semifinals, but if we move on to the second draw, we will see who jury will not play on day one. Mr. President, please throw the second team.
Metz.
So Metz Handball, or Metz Handball in French. Emmanuel Mayonat's side, who makes it to Budapest for the 4th time in their history. Their best results came in 2022 when they became bronze medalists, still without a final. Metz Handball, and of course we can talk about the French women's handballs, because it was Brest with the best performance so far. A few years ago they won a silver medal, so we're still wondering when and which French side will become the first French champions in the Champion League. Maybe Metz, you never know. And of course we know now, as we can sum up the draw as for the moment, that Győr will be the home team in semi-final 1, and Metz Handball will be the home team in semi-final 2. We'll, of course, and maybe I should have mentioned it earlier, we will talk to team members, great players from each and every side to evaluate the result of the draw. That comes, of course, later. But it's time to prepare. Győr and Metz will not meet on day one. Now, let's just take a little break, because I would like to tell you a few things about an important object. Without this object, it's an impossible thing to play a handball match, and that is, of course, the official ball. And if you can say a few words about this official ball, ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new design. Select ball for the 10th season, and it's a new design. The launch of this design will be, as it always has been in the past, during the EHF FINAL4 Women 2025. The design was created together by EHF Marketing and Select, and it is, as I mentioned, the 10th one, since Select is the ball supplier of the EHF club competitions, both men and women, of course. What makes this ball really special? The quality and the nice design is, of course, guaranteed by Select. But it's worth to mention that this is the first ball that is partly produced from recycled materials. If you like it, the ball is available for pre-order at ehf.selectsports.com. And if you're attending personally at any FINAL4, Cologne or Budapest, you can actually get it on site. Ladies and gentlemen, now, after just saying a few details about a ball, here's a video that I can guarantee will give you goosebumps. This is not only the evaluation of the ball, but how, together with the different designs, the whole FINAL4 format was improving until this moment. So this was the evolution of the ball. What another great video. Ladies and gentlemen, Budapest is more than just a host city. It's a pure handball feeling, and now it has a look to match. Created by a fan and chosen by the handball community, the official EHF Final4 Women merchandise is kind of a love letter to the sports, to the city, and of course to the event. From the coordinates of the location, the MVM Dome, to the skyline of Budapest, these t-shirts and hoodies that you can actually see behind my back carry the spirit of the EHF Final4 2025. This year, we're adding new colors in limited editions, new product lines, and a special 10th edition of the Select Ball available, as I've mentioned earlier, in Budapest. Because memories fail, but style, they always stay with you. If you want to know a bit more general information about the tournament, the playing dates are the following. So semi-final day will be the 31st of May, and the decisive matches for bronze medal and of course the title match will be played on the first day of June. The first match on each and every day will be played at 3 o'clock p.m. and the second match will be played at 6 o'clock p.m. As for the television production, 15 cameras will guarantee the matches that they will be seen in the highest possible quality worldwide. 28 broadcasters in more than 60 territories, and of course you can follow them on the EHF TV. Tickets are still available, so you can buy them via eurohandball.com. The EHF Final4 Women will be officially kicked off with a big meet and greet party on Friday evening where the fans can meet their heroes. They're all going to be there. All the teams will turn up, so it's a lot of fun. Make sure, once you're in Budapest, that you're not going to miss it. The fan zone around the MVM Dome presents several fan activities to guarantee entertainment around the matches. And so does the Fan TV that offers program and moderation before, during, and of course after the matches. More information on the program and the activities can be found online. These were the most important information for the final tournament. But now back to the draw. So if you please, Mr. President, give us the third team from the pot.
Team Esberg.
So Győri Audieto KC will meet Team Esbjerg in semi-final one. Team Esbjerg, who are qualifying right now for the Final Four in the fourth straight year, and that's really a great achievement. 4 years and 4 appearances in the Final Four. However, we know that for the first 2 years, they did not manage to win a match, so they finished fourth. But last year, there was quite a spectacular improvement as the side with Jesper Jensen at that time at the bench could win the bronze medal match, so that is their best result. We're just wondering if they can make a further step towards the final of the tournament. And of course, we know, or at least we suspect, which is the fourth team to join Odense in semi-final 2. But just to make sure, Mr. President, please show us the fourth ball.
Odense.
And it is indeed Odense, the only newcomer compared to last year's edition. Instead of Bietigheim or the current Ludwigsburg, it will be the second Danish team, Odense, joining us. They finished actually third in Group B. All the other teams finished in first or second position, but not Odense. They had to fight themselves through the great Hungarian side, Ferencváros, and after playing the home and the away game, there was a single goal separating the two sides after 120 minutes of thrilling and high-quality handball. In the end, on Hungarian soil, Odense could celebrate their first ever appearance in their Final Four history. You can see the pairings right now on the screen. So Győri Audieto KC will take on Team Esbjerg, and Metz Handball will take on Odense. These are so the pairings, and once again, let me confirm that these are not the match orders. Which match will be allocated to which time, so 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock, that we will announce a little bit later. Mr. President, thank you very much for joining us. This is really a busy week for EHF right now, because there will be a draw held for the men's European League competition, and of course, just 2 days later, on Friday, we will have another draw for EHF Final for men. As I've mentioned before, this is not the end of the draw, because hopefully from each and every team playing part in the Final Four, there will be one player joining us for a short interview. So hopefully they're ready to go. We are ready to go. So let's just see who will be joining us for the first interview. And this is Kari Bratzett, the team captain of Győri Audiato KC. Hi, Kari. Nice to meet you. Have you been following the draw? Have you been excited? Is it something that you wanted or the girls really wanted?
No, I'm really excited to see who it will be. And we didn't talk about who we wanted. I think this year it's really high level. And no matter who we meet, it will be a tough game. And yeah, we take on the same opponent like last time, and it was a really tough game last year. So
Győr are reigning champions. Do you think we can call Győr absolutely favorites just because of the experience you guys have on this level?
Yeah, I think that Győri always will have a favorite. They will always go in as a favorite because of the history, and of course the reigning champions will always be favorites. I think so. So we are ready for this pressure, and something we are used to here.
Of course, you are personally got used to pressure as European world and Olympic champion. So what can you say in general? How can an otherwise great handball player just deal with the pressure, the enormous pressure of a Final Four?
No, but it's all about enjoying it, because the pressure comes for a reason. It's because also you have a strong team, and this is something you also have to use for your advantage. Yeah, it's a reason you have this pressure, and yeah, it's hopefully because you're a good team. So try to use this.
Thank you very much for the kind words, Kari. Now the draw is over, so you, as all the other team, can start preparing for their semi-final oppositions. So best of luck, and see you in Budapest.
Thank you so much. See you there.
Thank you. It's always about dealing with the pressure. All the players keep telling us that it is, of course, quality, mental issues, and of course the physical conditions. But on the other hand, if you can really enjoy it, and that's how Kari confirmed it today. So if you can enjoy the event, that might be the key for the success. The opposition is now being represented by Mikaela Møller, if I'm not mistaken, joining us on representing Team Esbjerg, the Danish Ledbeck. Welcome. Hi. How are you? How did you like the results? How did you like the result of the draw?
Yeah, as Kai said, it's 4 really good teams. They was qualified for this Final Four, so no matter what, it will be a tough game. And yeah, as last year, it was an amazing semifinal against Europe, and I hope it will be at the same level as last year, and hopefully we will end up winning.
Apparently, Esbjerg is an ever-improving team, just like you, Mikaela, because I've been counting the number of goals you've been scoring over the past few years, and you had 25, then 42, and now 64, and together with your development, can Esbjerg make a further step, their first final? So what is the key for a final?
Yeah, I hope so. Now it's our fourth time qualifying for this Final Four, and as you said last year, we took a step up and ending as number 3, and I really think that we are so motivated to getting the trophy this year. So we will do everything that we can to to get into the final first of all, and then hopefully with the trophy. But it's going to be a really tough match. So yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we will see, and we will see you the last day of
Yes.
this of May. So thank you very much, Mikaela, for joining us.
You're welcome. See you.
And best of luck for the preparation and, of course, the rest of the season. Don't forget about the whole season hasn't come to an end at any of these countries. So these teams are still fighting for their championship hopes. And in the meantime, they can start, of course, preparing for the Final Four. So it's not an easy, but of course, still a very exciting part of any season. And of course, this season as well. All right, so let's move on to semi-final 2, where Metz Handball will take on Odense. So hopefully there will be a player from each of these sides joining us for another little conversation. And it's Cléopâtre Darle, the great goalkeeper of the French national team and Metz Handball. Hello, Cleo, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine today.
You know, I've been mentioning Brest's achievement a few years ago, and you were in that team, so you're already silver medalist. And of course, after winning Olympic and world gold medals, how important would that be you at the end of your career, maybe? Maybe this is your last chance to become a Champions League winner.
It is. Yeah, yes, it is for me, because it will be my last competition. And I'm really happy to be there with this team. We have a young team, I think, with many young players, but also some players who have a bit experience. So Metz were there last season, and I think it was really hard for them, and I hope we will do better than last year.
Metz is the only unbeaten team in the season, and who would have thought, Cleo, that because you went to Storhamar on the first day of the season, and you played the draw. And from that moment on, you won all the matches, including the quarterfinal against the fellow French side Brest. So what does it mean to you and the team to be unbeaten and to win all but one matches?
It's crazy. I think we really improve every matches. We work every day. We work so much. And we just went step by step, and I think we build our season like this. We work a lot, and we have many players who progress all the time, and I think we have a complete team where everyone can bring something in every game. So I think it's our strength this season, and it's also why we are unbeaten, and I hope it will continue until the end.
To talk a little bit about the other teams and other countries. Hungary have already celebrated the Champions League title. Denmark have already celebrated the Champions League title. But France never had the opportunity to celebrate the team. So what would it mean to this great handball nation?
I think, of course, like if you look 10 years ago, it was a lot Denmark who were winning the finals and Hungary. And now, since the last, 8-7 years, France start to come and be in the Final Four. But before it was not like this, so I think we need also time. We won some titles with the French national team, and also now we have some players who stay in France also, and I think we need time and we need to be used to play in Champions League. And I think we improve every season, the French teams, so I just hope it will come, but I'm sure it will, because we have many really good players in France.
Cleo, thank you very much for joining us. And good luck for you and Metz Handball during the final weekend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
What a great goalkeeper, Cléopâtre Darle. And of course, she's not the only one, but maybe the last opportunity in her decorated career to win this precious trophy. Of course, we have one more player to ask, and she's representing the only newcomer coming to Budapest at the end of May, representing Odense Handball. Here we have Marin Årdal, the Norwegian line player, joining us. So, hello, Marin. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you.
You know, I've been just following your career, and I find that this is your fourth season at Odense. So you've been part of the team failing a few times, make it all the way to Budapest. So you can tell me, if you can, what is the difference? Why now? Why this year?
Well, that's a hard question to answer. I think we've been close many times. Last season, I felt like we stumbled over the finish line a little bit. But yeah, I think it's about players getting more experienced, us also playing more in the Champions League and getting used to the international level, and just yeah, finally making it. And a hard game. It was close, but we were very happy with the result.
You know, as a first timer, you can say that you can become first time lucky. Some others might say that experience is so important that you will have too much pressure to deal with. So which one do you think is more valid in terms of Odense?
Right now, I would of course say that underdog stamp is the best to come without pressure. For sure, we will go into the weekend like that, like underdogs, and just play our game. But at the same time, I feel like we have a lot of players who have played international games, Olympics, World Championship, European Championship, and we will bring all our experience into this weekend.
Just tell us how crazy the city went as you returned with this Road to Budapest title.
Yeah, we were welcomed home by a lot of our fans and supporters, board members, sponsors. It was crazy, and we were really humbled to see the support and how much it means to the whole city. This is a historic moment for Odense and a huge dream come true for a lot of us girls as well.
And you can still rewrite history. You have a place in the history books. If you can put a page in that book, best of luck for this. Thank you, Miriam, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we have actually seen and heard the representatives of all 4 teams. So just for summarizing what we have learned in the past 30 minutes, we have a semi-final between Team Esbjerg and Győri Audieto KC, and another semi-final to be played between Metz Handball and Odense. Once again, the order of the draw does not necessarily correspond to the order of the matches. So the allocation of which match is going to come first and which is going to come second will be announced today in just a few hours. Once again, tickets are still available. Make sure that you get yours through eurohandball.com. So we are really looking forward to see you either on spot in the arena or in front of the television screens. Until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.